Sarah here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks for tuning in. Jumping into another Halloween soap today. Bradley, that's my wine. Put my wine down.
I see how it is.
Yeah. Jumping into another Halloween soap today. We're doing a little Friday the 13th inspired. So the last two. Does that taste good? You're over here eating my hair. The last two Halloween soaps I did were kind of cute and fun Halloween. I'm going for like horror, thriller, spooky, scary, thriller Halloween soaps on these next two. So let's get started and make a Jason, how do you say his name? Voorhees inspired soap. Come on. Today is a Friday the 13th or Jason soap, so we're going into a fandom here. Can't help myself. So I'm going to start with the base of the soap. We are going to mix together the lye oils and sodium lactate. I've got some buttermilk powder in there, and I'm going to add some kaolin clay to this as well. And we're going to give this a whirl and get it to a light trace. Alright, so we got a light trace, and I'm going to split this into 3 different colors. I'm going for the Crystal Lake effect, or like the colors that I think the Crystal Lake would be represented as. So I've got some titanium dioxide in here with the glow-in-the-dark powder. I know it doesn't glow in the dark, but you know, it's Halloween. I've got some activated charcoal and titanium dioxide in this because I want to go for a gray. And then in the main base, I'm going to do this stormy blue here. So let me get that split up. So I want the main part of the batter to be the blue with the accents of the white and gray in there. So let's add the stormy blue mica to this. And then I'll mix each one of these up. I love these colors. They are dark and dreary and spooky. Alright, so if you've never seen the Friday the 13th movie, it is a horror flick. It has a really big fan base behind it, and there are lots of different ones like Jason versus Freddy and like Friday the 13th, and there's just the Jason movie. It is really big and it's just continually growing. It's based off of like a comic book, I think. There's a book, there's a comic book, there's all kinds of, like I said, it has a huge fan base, and I don't have a spatula. Alright, and we're going to mix the bottom of each one of these bowls because you can see not everything gets incorporated, and it helps to give it a little stir. Of course, I don't know why I started with this color. The movies are about a boy who drowns in Crystal Lake at a summer camp because of the neglectful staff, and years later there's a bunch of killings and horror things that go on because Jason is behind them seeking revenge. And I've got these cute little Jason masks. They also glow in the dark. I will leave the link to those below if anyone is interested in using them. I can't believe I'm doing a horror flick soap, but it's for the fans. For this technique, I'm going to do an in the pot swirl. I'm also going to attempt a drop mica pour, I guess is what it's called. I've been seeing a lot of soapers do it, and I was kind of like, you can't do that. That's just oil and soap. It's not even mixed up. But I've been seeing a lot of people do it, and it works. And I thought I would try it, you know. Don't knock it till you try it, I guess. The fragrance I am using I'll just leave this here for you guys to read, you know, to stay appropriate for this, if you know what that word is. I don't know why they named this fragrance that. The notes in it: smoky woody sweetness of balsamic resins, patchouli enveloping herbaceous florals for a bewitching scent. Citrus, violet, heliotrope, violet, clove, I already said that. Why do they name that in there twice? Geranium, patchouli, pine, and vanilla. I thought that went well together. It has like 0.05% of vanillin in it, but according to Nature's Gardens and Candles, it does not discolor, so that is what I'm going with. Alright, I'm going to split this up into each one of these and mix that in, and then I think I'm going to pour everything into the blue and go from there. So we're getting ready for another busy weekend. I think Bradley and I have something planned every weekend till the end of October or November. It's just been crazy. Brad has a show this weekend. He hasn't played a gig in a long time. He is a musician. He writes his own music and songs and sings them all by himself. He used to have a band with his brothers, but this gig he is just doing by himself, and it's been a long time since he's gotten into the music, like the music scene, just because he's been so busy with work and helping me with my soaps. He edits all my videos. He got a new job. He's just so busy, but I'm super happy about him having a gig this weekend. So that is one thing we get to do this weekend. Let's give that last one a mix, and then I'll start pouring. Maybe I will leave some footage at the end of this video of his gig. He's playing with a few other musicians that night, and I am excited to see everyone that's coming. A lot of friends are going to go and support him. We have some really great friends and family. So, alright, let's pour everything into this bowl. I can't remember the last time I put it in the pot swirl. Smells so good. Patchouli is one of my favorite scents. I know a lot of people hate it. I love it. And it reminds me very much of fall and Halloween and horror movies. I think it's going to go perfectly inside of the soap, even though it has nothing to do with a lake or, I don't know, forest that has some pine in it. I don't think Jason would agree with the name of the fragrance, but I didn't name it. Alright. So I'm going to scrape this last bit into here. We'll see how everyone reacts to this soap, and maybe I'll have to make it again next year. I have the mold for it. A lot of my soaps are limited edition, but I have the mold for it, so hey, why not? Alright, so I'm just going to give this a little in the pot swirl here with my spatula. Just a little swirl like that. And then I will get to pouring. Love these colors. Alright, in this little sample container I have some Sahara Gold Mica that I've mixed up with some olive oil, and isn't that pretty? So we're going to incorporate that into this soap somehow. So let me just start by pouring in like that. And then I will pour in some of this gold. And then I'll just pour in a little more of my soap batter. And then maybe a little bit more gold in there. And then we'll put in the rest of this batter. Plop. Alright, let me scrape this out. I've seen Vanessa over at Moonfern Studios use this technique a lot, so I've loved seeing how it turns out in her soaps. Hopefully it turns out that nicely in my soaps. See how it's like seeping around the edges like that? I just think that's weird. So we'll see. Yeah, making a mess everywhere. Alright, and then I'll just scrape out this bowl. We'll get the icing together. The icing, I'm going to go with a charcoal black icing. Figured that goes well with those colors. It's dark and mysterious and spooky. Black icing. Never done that before. I don't think I've done that before. So we'll see how that looks. So I tried to take some of that leftover mica that was puddling on the top, and I just kind of swirled it in with the bottom of either a chopstick or a paintbrush in my case, so that, you know, everything is more incorporated, and when I go to put this icing on, it isn't going to like not stick to the base of the soap. So a little runny still on here. I am a little impatient. Don't care. No rhyme or reason to this. I am just going to get all of this icing on the top of this soap so that I can put the embeds on. And I'm going to do one final thing to this once it's cut. I don't know which one I like better. If I like it to look like this, or if I like it to look like that. And I guess it doesn't really matter because it's going to get cut anyway. Let me refill my icing bag here. So I have to confess that I am not a horror flick fan. I do not like watching them. I am a sissy. I prefer to watch things like the classic Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, Casper, Beetlejuice, those kind of things. Even the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I will not watch a horror flick. It's kind of like roller coasters. I don't like them either. I just don't like that feeling, the anxiety of like anticipation. If you watch a movie with me, you're probably going to regret it because you're gonna be pretty beat up. You might be deaf. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna hit you, punch you, put my nails in you, screaming at the television. I am really bad about that. I'm really bad about watching TV in general because if I already haven't seen it and don't know all the words to it, I'm pretty good at predicting what's going to happen. Or I just yell at the TV. I don't know. You can't watch TV with me. Get on the roller coaster with me. Same exact thing's going to happen. I'm going to be screaming in your ear, and you might be bleeding by the end of it. I know a little bit about Halloween, you know, Friday the 13th movies, those horror flicks. A lot of people just really, really like them. And I'm not into, like, surprises. It's not the gory part that gets me. I don't think I like that. I think I'm going to pull that out. Now it looks like Hannibal. That was bad. I think I'm going to try and get this so you can see the whole face and it's not cut off. Let's try that again. Like that. Doesn't help that the icing's still a little runny. I think I need to let it set up a little bit. Alright, let's try that again. So yeah, I don't do haunted houses. I don't do haunted hayrides. I am just a little wuss. I don't like doing any of those things. I will keep it kid-friendly. Besides, if I did have to do any of those things, I would just be screaming and my eyes would be closed anyway. So, no point in doing it. Alright, happy with this soap. I am going to leave this for 24 hours. I'll come back and I'll cut it, and then I'm going to add some blood splatter to it, because why not? I think it belongs.
Alright, go ahead.
Like cutting cheese and cutting soap.
Yep. Sounds different than you want, but...
So the icing is not as dark as I wanted it to be. It's supposed to be black. It's like gray, which is fine because it still matches perfectly well with the soap.
Oh.
I don't like this mica drizzle, and I think this is the reason why. It just made a mess everywhere. but hopefully somewhere in the soap it's worth it. Does that look like Crystal Lake to you? The reflections of the light in the water? And yeah.
I like it.
And Jason is drowning in that lake.
I don't think Jason drowns.
He did. That's how he dies.
I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. The premise of the
Thanks
story.
for ruining the entire movie for me.
No, the premise of the story is like a little boy drowns and they like at summer camp because the staff are like not doing their job.
Okay.
And I guess like, he kills people as revenge. I don't know. What are your feelings on horror flicks, Bradley?
I don't like them. I like thrillers. I don't like horror. I think horror is cringy to me and silly. You know, I don't like
any of them.
Like, well, maybe it's just I don't like slashers. You know, I don't like slashers films and shoot 'em up films. I don't like. But
Are you paying attention?
I am trying to.
My cameraman's just neglecting his job here. Yeah. Jason will come after you.
You've opened up a thing of cheese and then you expect me to...
Hey, I can't eat it right now, neither can you. So, Jason or Halloween movies aren't something that, you know...
I like Halloween movies. I don't
like Halloween.
Yeah.
Like the movie Halloween.
I haven't seen it, so now I have to watch it.
Like with Jamie Lee Curtis in it, Halloween.
I've never seen it in my entire life.
Well, then you can't have an opinion about this.
Sorry.
And you can't watch them with me.
No, you're the best person to watch them with because you jump and squeal.
And I did not tell him to say that, but that is exactly how it is. I'm more entertaining than the movie.
She is. What were you watching recently? Were you... It wasn't really... It was more of a thriller movie. It was...
Oh, look at that one. I like that one.
That's cool. I like that one. Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf and whatnot.
That's probably the last, like...
Really good jump scare you've had, yeah?
I don't even remember that. I've totally blocked it out of my whole entire memory.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things, like, I'm literally the person on the edge of the seat. Edge of the seat.
Yeah.
Kicking my feet and punching the air and yelling at the TV and covering my eyes and screaming.
I'd be lucky if you punched the air. You punched me. What the hell are you talking about?
Yes, that is so true. Imagine if I were in a movie theater. That would be entertaining. Why am I like that? Why do some people really like that kind of stuff, like chasing and jumping and jumping out at you and blood and guts, and there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I don't fancy that at all. Well, I find it like funny more than anything else.
Oh, cheesy. Got it.
Cheesy, yeah.
Alright, if you guys are interested in purchasing this, it will be on October 20th. Let me get my date straight.
Correct.
Let me get my month straight, because I'm always screwing everything up.
October 20th.
So if you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, have a very nice day, and I will smell you later.
Beautiful.
Back when we were young, it used to mean a whole lot more. But as of now, I'm not so sure. I don't know what I'm good for. Such a pretty face. I like to see just what you're made of, so that I wouldn't have to make up that I'm so in love with all this fake stuff.